was walking down the street one sunny day, past a huge soccer field kind of surrounded by apartments. You could just kind of tell, something was off. And I think maybe I took just a couple more steps, and we hit the ID on the foot patrol. My name's Josiah Blystone. I served at 3rd ID at 464 Mechanized Battalion. It was a daisy chain of anti-tank mines. I don't know if I stepped on it or somebody in my squad stepped on it. So I remember, very vividly kind of flying through the air, briefly hitting the ground, and I landed on my face. It blew my Kevlar off. It blew, my vest was all blown open on that side. And my face was huge and swollen, and I was kind of laying on my chest with my right arm behind my back. And I kind of was conscious but unconscious, and I remember waking up and I was thinking like, man, my arm's gone. And so it hit me. It ripped through the back of this shoulder, which it used to look a lot worse. I had some shrapnel go through this elbow, and then I had a piece go through my face right here. And that piece of shrapnel actually rested right in the back of my eye socket after it severed the optical nerves. One of the biggest challenges that I faced is being so medicated. I left Walter Reed on extremely heavy doses of Oxycontin and Percocet and 15 other things. So for those first couple of years after rehab, my brain was so chaotic that I really had no chance at any sort of humanity or normalcy in my life. I would just randomly, wake up 5 or 6 times a night and, going through my entire house with a pistol. And I was very, very, very antisocial, very paranoid, angry all the time. I really could just never find any peace anywhere I turned. When I was sitting on my staircase, still had my pistol right there by my feet, and I was bawling, crying, and sobbing, really, really hard. And Alex just loved me through that moment, man. And I don't even think he knew really how do you handle someone in that situation besides just being a brother and being there for them. And that little bit of love that he showed me in that moment gave me enough hope to believe that maybe there's a 1 in 10 billion chance that I could possibly get some help. They did the brain scan. I remember seeing the brain scans come out, and Alex showed them to me, and he was like, listen, man, you're not broken. You're not crazy. There's something wrong with your brain. And I remember seeing my brain on my side lobes and other places of my brain that were shut down or functioning at just about the most minimal level possible. And I remember Alex going over the scans with me, and he was like, this is why you're angry. This is why you're depressed. This is why you're antisocial. This is why you don't have any motivation. I did, I think 44, 45 hyperbaric oxygen dives in a mono chamber. And I went from hopeless, desperate, kind of thought I would end up killing myself, but I was too scared to do it. I remember the first night I slept the whole night through. And I woke up the next morning and I was like, wow, I'm a human on Earth again. What's going on? Like, this is weird. There are other treatments that you can do, but I can tell you that what you gain with hyperbaric, you keep, and I can attest to that. Like, I've not reverted. In fact, I think I've gotten better, especially the 6 months to a year after my initial treatments. I noticed really in that next 6 months after I finished my treatments, I got better and better and better and better. I got more sure of myself. I got more confidence. I was looking people in the eye when I talked to them. I was able to articulate my emotions. I was able to go out and go after the things. I had the confidence to put myself out there again, to put myself back in humanity and be a part of society, which, is important for all of us, I think. I think we all have a story and we all have so much to give. My personality was back. My vibrance was back. I was like I was when I was a kid again, minus all the bad stuff. Whereas before, I had tried to go to school before the treatments on my own and couldn't finish like an English 111 class. I would get halfway through a semester and I would leave. Between all of the different aspects of the brain injury and the PTSD, all those different components of things that were on my shoulders that I was struggling with that kept me from being able to function normally, I could never do it. I could never maintain, friendships. So I actually got my first job as a firefighter January 1 of this year, as a 35-year-old combat injured veteran with one eye, missing half a shoulder. I also was able to become a professional firefighter. Not long after that, I met the woman of my dreams, who she's beautiful, she's tender-hearted, She loves others, and I tell her often if I had to go through all of that all over again to be with her, I would. And so we're actually getting married on the 11th, which is next weekend. In the military, did not ever offer me HBOT as a treatment option. The only options that were really offered to me were very surface level counseling from people who have never even been in combat, and medication. They, they got a pill for everything. And really, it's very unfortunate because had I gotten off the medication and gotten HBOT, maybe when I got to Fort Bragg, I wouldn't have essentially lost the most of this last 10 years of my life. I suffered needlessly through that 10-year period. Even before I started my treatments, I honestly didn't believe that it was going to work, or I don't think I really knew that it was going to change my life like it has. People should donate to the 22 Project because as a country, we owe it to our veterans to really, truly help them in a way that will affect them positively for the rest of their lives. Having the treatments done completely changed me as a man for the better. It returned me to my true self. In my opinion, the thing that makes the 22 Project so different from other military-focused nonprofit organizations is that the money they raise goes to treat an underlying condition, and in this case, it's PTSD and TBI, and in a lot of cases, both. And that in and of itself is what restores that individual's humanity.